Hey everyone, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we're going to be taking a look at Speed going up against Bisu. I gotta admit, this is partially because, obviously the new ASL season started, now known as SSL. That's a whole nother story. Of course, the big rebrand into a different name, but it is the same tournament, of course. That has started, but also, for my own personal interest, we've seen Speed do some of these 3 base, like 8 factory timing attacks. I'm hoping that he does something like that here against Bisu, but I just don't know. We are going to see. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you are enjoying. For those of you who are asking about the ASL season, it has been started. In fact, if you're watching this on the day that it's released, you're also going to be able to watch the first day of ASL. Check that out on the Africa TV's YouTube channel. That is not going to be on ArtosisCasts. It is uploaded to the other channel. So yeah, we're just trying to keep that as broad. Everyone's used to watching it there. We want to get as many people watching that as is possible. But yeah, thank you everyone for supporting ArtosisCasts as well. I do hope that you have enough hunger for StarCraft to watch both, the new ASL season as well as, the daily cast that I'm putting out here. I hope so. Because I'm not going to miss any days. Going to keep going through that. And soon enough, we're actually going to start the CNSL as well, which is going to be a lot of fun. Although first and second place from CNSL last season, of course, are in the ASL this season, which I think is a great advertisement for just what a great tournament that is, that they both make it in. It's like, yeah, I mean, if you win that, you're basically top of the world that's not in ASL at the time. Anyways, let's talk about this actual game. We're on Citadel. We see Speed scouting, normal timing, normal barracks and gas down there in the bottom left. Bisu not scouting at all. Looks like he's optimizing to get a very fast nexus here, probably without range is my guess. But we'll see about that. His probe does start to leave now after that pylon. And we'll see if Speed wants to do a box scout or an end scout here. I would imagine it's going to be an end scout. But, it's Speed. He has his own way of playing. Let's see. Does he go north or does he go west? Yeah, so he actually is going to box scout, which is going to be good for him here, considering that Bisu is in the top right. If you end scout here, you're just going to find Bisu super, super late. The thing is, when you do this, right, if they're up here, you've already made the decision whether or not you could rush with this build. So, basically what I'm saying is the third depot would need to start. Let's say he didn't scout Bisu here, right? His SCV would be about here right now. Right, and he has to make the decision by about here whether he's going to make that third depot or not. Are we going to see a third depot? It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just going to be an expansion. Well, obviously, because he scouted Bisu up here and he sees that it's a normal build. I'm just saying that, basically one of the strengths of this build, being able to rush a Nexus first, can no longer do it if it's this spot and you did that box scout. So I always find it interesting when people make decisions like this. The thing is, if he didn't scout Bisu here, he might have just gone third depot just to prep for that in case, which is fine. I actually have played like that in the past. It can be a solid way to play. So anyways, taking a look at this, the Dragoon, of course, has picked off the SCV. We have that Nexus on the way. The command center is just barely behind it. And he's going to go ahead and start this very forward bunker. So it looks like he's actually trying to hide the fact that there is a command center here. This is so far out. It's like, when you see this, you got to question if there's actually a command center going up. And Bisu trying to put heavy damage onto each and every Marine here. Oh, but yeah, this is a great catch by Speed. And look at the body blocking that we see with that Vulture as well. 100% that Dragoon goes down without killing anything. So maybe a little bit sloppy there from Bisu. A great move from Speed to get rid of that. Mines and Vulture on the way. This damaged Vulture is going to go across. Looks like Bisu trying to intercept at the moment. And this is an armory build from Speed. He has mines still coming up. So, mines armory, I think I talked about this pretty recently. I haven't felt like it's a very good build right now in like the current metagame. Scan was saying the same as well, that he doesn't feel like this is a great build. There's still a lot of pros that use it. The thing is, it's historically been a very good build, where you go like 3 vultures with mines, you get your armory going, and then you'll go like second factory and engineering bay. Well, in this case, it'll be engineering bay first, then second factory. And it's just like kind of a solid, kind of a catch-all type of build that can go in a lot of different directions. But it doesn't give you anything to do on the map. You know, you lay these few mines, and that's basically it. There's not like there's no pressure. You don't really get to make too many decisions, right? You're very, very reactive with a build like this. So another siege tank, and he actually should start his eBay right about now. Second gas coming up very quickly. And we'll see if he starts that eBay or not, because he hasn't seen anything yet. And there it is. There's the engineering bay right there. And of course, this is like the least aggressive build that exists, basically. Well, I guess if you went siege mode, it's even less aggressive than the vultures, but the vultures aren't going to do anything aggressive anyways. Okay, Citadel coming up. So this looks like we're actually going to see from Bisu a very quick Arbiter build. It looks like maybe even a 2-base Arbiter. Observer flying out. Right now, Speed just clearing some of these eggs. That second factory should be started now. And yeah, there is the second factory. So I mean, this is the thing is, this is like really straightforward on both sides. Like I might look like a prophet right now, but like these are very, very straightforward builders that are played really often. So it's not, you know, it's just a little bit of pattern recognition going on right now, and this is not like an exciting thing to get chills over or anything, right? Like there's nothing new, nothing fresh that's occurring right now. Ooh. That was a nice little move with the observer. He really identified that just right and flew over the high ground. Okay, so gets in, and he's going to get the full scout. He should be able to see this army. Let's actually... No, he actually just out of sight, but I think he pretty much knows what's going on here. Now, there is... Where is the starport? Oh, it's down here. Starport or Stargate and Templar Archives. So yeah, going directly up into that Arbiter tech, which has just gained a lot of popularity lately. And there's the third Nexus as he gets that tech actually put up. So Bisu's build, I think, is very solid in the current metagame. And I wouldn't say that it's particularly strong against what Speed is doing, right? And maybe that's a nod towards Speed and doing an opener like this. Like anything more unit heavy is going to be probably pretty good against this, because you're going to be able to go up to 4 bases very quick. This is more of a... This is a build that's very good against Terran trying to go unit heavy, right? Kind of a basic idea there. Where it's like, okay, the Arbiter is like anti-5-fact, and, you know, 5-fact is anti-greed, and like if you make lots of units, you have the potential. It's kind of like more middle of the road. But yeah, anyways, Speed is an aggressive player, so you can't really blame Bisu for going for a build like this. Going up to 4 gates right now. That Nexus is going to be finishing. The Observer has done some great scouting and sees that this is basically upgrade Terran. He has a dropship coming up, which has been more popular lately with people trying to go upgrade Terran to just make a dropship and see if they can get something done. As the Observer flies over, he's going to be like, there's no way he thinks that's a vessel. You wouldn't make a vessel this early. Yeah, I guess he'll double check on it, but like, yeah, a vessel right now is pretty out of the question. You just don't really have the gas bank at this point. Okay, so the dropship flies away immediately. Well, maybe not. Up to 5 factories right now. 4th Nexus being taken here for Bisu, and he's going to want to do a gateway explosion now. This is not a game where you're going to go up to the 5th Nexus too quickly. Here, you're probably just going to want to mass your gateways up a little bit. He's picking up some vultures here. Trying to figure out which way he wants to go around. That 2-1 is on the way, and there's that 3rd command center. Pretty good timing. But the 4th Nexus done for Bisu. So yeah, here you see the gateway explosion going on. And yeah, really no action whatsoever here. No action whatsoever. But the thing is, they're like scouting each other very well, and you could hear those scans as well, right? So they're both kind of just playing how you're supposed to play these positions, right? They both, at some point you're making some decisions without knowing exactly what your opponent's doing. Then you kind of scout and see what they're doing. And then you're like, okay, this is how I bend against that. And neither of them have done aggressive builds. It was a very quick tech from Bisu, very quick upgrades from Speed. And the two builds kind of equal out. I wouldn't give anyone a big favoring right now. I don't like this particular build in this metagame right now. But Flash has done it a fair amount. We see Speed doing it as well. I feel like Speed has shown us quite a bit of moves that are similar to what Flash is doing. I think he's keeping a close eye on what Flash has been up to on the ladder. Now a little spread comes out as he's getting ready to take that third base. Some missile turrets going up. Mines being laid. Just very, very defensive still. It's actually really funny as we watch this that this is it's basically the least action that we've seen in a game on this channel in a very long time. But it's actually being played basically correctly by both sides. Like the way that Bisu's sitting very defensively, it's not like you can attack. The way that Speed is sitting defensively, it's not like you can attack. Bisu, I think, will make a fifth base now. He doesn't, you definitely don't want to attack into Terran. And since a third base is being taken and he sees the exact timing of this, and the timing is fine, there's nothing inherently wrong with the way Speed is playing this. And by the way, we can see that he's adding on additional factories, right? So he's going up to 3 add-ons and then an additional 6 factories. So 9 factory, 3 add-on. Basically, he's gearing up for a big timing attack, which is completely how you want to play it. But Bisu taking the 5th Nexus is also completely how you want to play it, because this is all going to come to a head in a few minutes here. Bisu's moving his army down. He does have a lot of supply. He may be thinking about trying to reduce the siege tank count. I don't feel like an attack here, a real attack, is a good move. If you can trade a little bit, it can be good. Here we go. He's going to try to run in. The Zealot's running forward. Is he going to use stasis or something like that? No. Recall is almost done, by the way. Okay, Bisu has to pull back now. This is a pullback timing. This is a pullback time. He does not want to lose all these goons. Okay, he's going to try a recall. Oh, okay. So he recalls a bunch of Zealots out. So actually, my bad. If you're going to recall Zealots on those siege tanks right there, it's like a perfect move. So the game does come to a head. And Bisu actually gets really, really far ahead with that. If it weren't for that recall, that would have been Terran smashing the Protoss army. It's kind of funny because this upgrade Terran style didn't really have Goliaths in it. If he had had Goliaths in it, he actually could have pressured the Arbiter hard enough to force a turnaround because the recall wouldn't have been ready in time. I normally don't think about things like that and how much they'll impact the game, but in this particular case, the lack of pressure on the Arbiter allowed this to occur for Bisu. And now Bisu's up 80 supply. Speed's trying to make magic happen over here. His command center's on fire. We're on 5 base, and he's doing little tiny drops. He's down 10 workers as well. There's not much that's redeeming here about Speed's position. He just doesn't have a very large army. Bisu has the Observer here, so he's going to just clear these mines. It was a good idea, lay mines behind, hope that he runs into mines, and maybe you can start picking up some value here and put something together in this game. Speed running in with 11 Vultures with 2 1s, so he can kind of kill cannons, but Bisu's just going to go up and fight because we're right on the borderline here. He just needs a couple units to come up, and he'll finish clearing out these Vultures. You can see the Vultures trying to target down some of these cannons, going after some of the probes. And it's okay to sacrifice Vultures for probes sometimes, but when you see the army differential like this, their worker count is not something you need to worry about. Bisu's on 5 Nexuses. Every 13 seconds he can have 5 more workers. So what, you killed let's say you killed 10 workers there, or 15 workers. So it's okay, in less than a minute he's got that all back. Whereas you just lost so much of your army supply, and you really need minimum 140 to even play against Bisu. So I'm not really sold on that particular Vulture trade being super good or useful. Now, Bisu running in. This is mostly Dragoons. It looks like he's being a little bit wasteful, but I think he might not even care. dropping some zealots out. I think he's just so far ahead at this point. He's just like, yeah, I'm just going to go kill him, which is not always the greatest move. Actually pulls this Arbiter way far back, has plenty of energy. Pretty decent stasis goes out. There's just so few units here for speed that it looks like Bisu should be able to just finish this. I think we're going to see another recall. Yeah, another recall there on top of these siege tanks. And yeah, he clears everything. This game's over. Yeah, GG. So maybe not the most action that we've seen, but yeah, Bisu really crushing some face there. Very good shape. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.